Welcome back to Tested 4x4, where we are once again comparing two four-wheel drive vehicles. The brand new Land Rover Defender against a classically styled Defender 110. We're gonna take a look at performance, styling cues, everything that this Land Rover stole from that Land Rover. But first, let's take a look at some of the history of this classic British 4x4. In North America, when we think of rugged off-road vehicles that are inspired by military vehicles, we automatically think of the Willys Jeep, which then became the Jeep Wrangler. But if you grew up in Britain, a very different vehicle is what you dreamed of, and that was a Land Rover Defender. Now, the Defender was basically designed after the military version of that vehicle with some styling cues stolen from the Willys Jeep. The company Rover wanted to build a vehicle that was utilitarian, could be used on farms and basically rugged outdoors. The exact same thing that Jeeps were doing in North America. And that was where the Series 1 Land Rover came from. Now, the Defender became incredibly popular in the mid-'80s when they came out with the D90 and the D110. Now, those two delegations referred to the wheelbase of the vehicles. The D90 was the two-door, had a 93-inch wheelbase, and the D110 had a 110-inch wheelbase. The classic Land Rover Defender was designed for utilitarian use and serious off-roading, just like its North American counterpart being the Jeep. It had a very good approach and departure angle, meaning the tire was very close to the front of the vehicle and close to the back, which made it great off-road, and it had solid axles underneath with link-type suspension on all four corners. The downfall to that is it ended up with a very rough ride compared to the new Defender, which is obviously built for comfort and not so much off-road. But it made it incredibly capable and incredibly strong. Now, in our modern 2022 Defender, the manufacturer has tried to sort of keep that off-road heritage alive by offering a lot of technological advantages inside the driver's seat. We have hill descent control, limited slip differentials, different modes you can choose from when you're off-road, and they also offer some models with an adjustable air suspension that will raise or lower the vehicle to help when you're off-road. But the truth of the matter is, when you buy a vehicle like this, you don't buy it to do hardcore trail riding. That's not what this vehicle is all about. You buy this modern Defender because it has some of the cool styling cues that were stolen from the classic Defender. The Defender 90 and 110 were built with a very recognizable fender flare design. So Land Rover mimics this on the new Defender with wide body fender arches that are meant to be a modern twist on this classic look. Now, although this truck looks like a classic Defender 110, I said before that it was brand new, and that's because it is. The Defender 110 is so popular that you can buy a body and put it on a different chassis. And that's what we're driving right now. This is a Defender 110 style body sitting on a Jeep JK chassis, and everything underneath it has been replaced with new running gear. It has a brand new Cummins 4-cylinder turbo diesel underneath the hood, a brand new Tremec 5-speed transmission, and two new axles front and rear loaded with 410 gears and locking differentials. What you get with this particular vehicle is all that classic style that makes the Defender so awesome, but you get all the reliability of a newer Jeep and the reliability of that Cummins diesel underneath the hood. Now, yes, it's not truly a Defender, but it looks like a Defender, it feels like a Defender, so in my mind, it's a Defender. Like all car makers, Land Rover decided to capture everyone's love of their classic vehicle, and that is why they re-released the Land Rover Defender. Now, just like everybody else, it's obviously very different than the vehicle that was built almost 60 years ago. But for a modern spin on that classic vehicle, it's got a lot of similar styling cues, you know? Defenders have always had an interesting taillight configuration with multiple small round lights making up brake, turn, and marker lights. The new Defender also used this as an inspiration to create a very unique taillight design on these new trucks. Defenders equipped with a factory hardtop have small curved windows in the top of the roof. The new Defender also has these built into the factory roof to once again mimic that classic style, but no, the top is not removable. But that's pretty much where it ends. Everything else on this truck is what you'd expect from a modern SUV. It's got heated seats, heated steering wheel, all the amenities, big screen up front, fancy gear shifter that isn't attached to anything. It's just telling the computer what gear you want. But if you're looking for this type of vehicle, you know, a new truck that you can pretend is an old Defender, this might be the vehicle for you if you want that brand new truck. So when it comes to shopping for a classic vehicle, you have to be the right type of person to drive something that's over 50 years old every single day. If you're hesitant about stepping into the world of a classic vehicle, this might be the right vehicle for you. This has the classic style, the look of the old vehicle that you like, but it's all brand new underneath. This is a vehicle that you don't have to worry about when you get in it. It's not going to smell like fuel. It's always going to start. It has a warranty on all of the key components. This could be your entryway into owning a classic vehicle. So when you're looking for your classic Defender on the Hemmings Marketplace app, you'll find good, unrestored examples for sale between $30,000 and $50,000. Now this particular model with the updated body and all the bells and whistles, believe it or not, this truck is worth north of $150,000. So there you have it, two very different but both brand new Land Rover Defenders. Which one do you want to drive? Well, as always, it depends what your end game is. Headed to the mall or taking the kids to soccer practice? This is the Defender you probably want. Headed to Cars and Coffee, want to turn a lot of heads? That's the Defender you want. Which one am I choosing? Of course, as always, I want that one because it's way cooler.